Right, we've all thought it before. Why are joke characters so unbelievably powerful deep down in their lore? Like Shaggy when he went Ultra Instinct, which is apparently now canon, and he goes, like Zoink Scoob, come here, you! And he just, harpoons Scorpion in the face. Well, Brian Von Vier here. We're going to explore that concept today with what joke character has become a total powerhouse. And if you have a joke character you'd like to talk about that became a powerhouse, you can do so in the comments below or on our subreddit r/MrRipper. For the current campaign I'm in, we have a goose Aarakocra named Goosespringsteen. You can't do this to me this quick. A blood hunter warlock who invented modern firearms and is aware he is in a D&D campaign. He's also known as the Godfeather and made a deal with his patron to have his heart replaced with black fire that he then proceeded to turn into a DIY flamethrower. My son is playing a 9-foot-tall animated brass statue named Bear. Bear wears a bear suit to hide that he's a statue, but he acts like a person, so it's weird, and he only talks about himself in the third person. Oh, and when he's wearing the bear suit with the head on, he talks like a male redneck from Texas. But when he takes the head off, he talks like a sophisticated woman, because the statue itself is a statue of a woman. However, Bear is a Tempest cleric, and has a reskinned version of Inflict Wounds called Inflict Lightning. Ooh, that's dastardly. Tempest cleric's channel divinity lets them take max damage on a thunder or lightning spell. Ooh, call me impressed. At one point, he was interrogating a fellow priest of his faith and realized that the priest was falsely accusing someone else of murder for their own gain. So, he concluded the interrogation by shaking the priest's hand and casting a second-level Inflict Lightning with his channel divinity, and crit rolled for the attack. That priest went from alive to pile of ash instantly, taking full 80 damage from a second-level spell. The DM and player both agreed to write the character out of the campaign. He completely breaks every combat. Good on him for it. Let me paint a picture. In the city of Renault, a lord called Gregory Renault is ruling with his lady, Sean Reyes. Their commander is called Lester. Their ancient ancestor is called Lord Rowan Renault. And Gregory is out to get the head of the party, which welcome their own changeling, Vale. Some character names include Moonbeam, Kieran, Halvard, and Zeraval. Ooh, I love these names. Then there's the Archmage of Renault, a dude called Bob. Can't stop laughing. He's a powerful wizard and a horny-as-hell bastard who uses magic for sexual gratification. He is also the record holder for number of subscriptions to smut publications from across all the known realms. He's been pierced through the heart, caught in a magical nuke, survived a collapsing canyon, and even outlasted gods. He became the man that's too horny to die, and a reoccurring character in all campaigns. So basically, in the multiverse, he's this version's Stephen Strange that went into a porn fanatic phase. Okay, you got it. Well, maybe not exactly what you're asking. Then why have you posted it? I'm kidding. Don't worry. I'm kidding. But related. In the campaign I'm currently playing in, we have a player whose character is a half-drow, half-tiefling warlock, playing some homebrew subclass. At first, we thought he was a complete joke character. That contradicts what you just said, as his entire personality was being completely fascinated by the simplest of technology. He literally spent 10 minutes trying to get an NPC to explain to him the wonders of spoons. This was fine. Then we started learning more about his patron. We've always seen his patron as just this weird serpent thing that lives in his shadow. The most it would really do is speak simple sentences for a while. But now, it seems to have grown in strength and is just straight up scary. Our party has seen it devour people on several occasions, as well as kill some seriously tough opponents to protect our warlock. On one occasion, the warlock was locked in a room alone against 12 displacer beasts, with my character and our cleric attempting desperately to open the door to help him. The DM pulled him into a private chat, and when we finally got inside, the displacer beasts were in pieces, and the warlock was unharmed. Fairly recently, we found a reference to his patron in history, referring to the entity as the Rift Lord. We asked around about it, and everyone we asked was completely fucking mortified at the mention of it. The latest thing that has happened is that, I believe, it has started influencing the warlock. His character began acting outright violently towards anyone that isn't in the party, while acting like he isn't aware that cold-blooded murder is abnormal. It's not normal at all. It's great. I don't know where the story is going, but there was definitely more to the warlock than just a happy-go-lucky idiot fascinated by everything in sight. Okay, I may have made the joke in the beginning. Why did you post that? This is one of my favorite stories I've ever told, and I desperately want more of that. If you're listening in, whoever wrote this, Brian, the narrator, is dying for a full frickin' backstory. Hit me with it, baby, because I need to see it. In one of our Mega Man-themed mutants and masterminds, I played Crush Kodiak, a giant bear Reploid whose powers were jumping really high, lifting heavy objects, and giving bear hugs. He was also the one with all of the charisma skills for some weird reason, which was hilarious since he was about as dense as cement. Ooh. Now, in this system, we could have a combined defense plus toughness equal to the power rank of the game. That means that if the rank of the game was 12, I could have 6 toughness and 6 in my defenses, or 8 and 4, or 3 and 9, etc. So, in a fit of insanity, I put max ranks in toughness. This means that both parry and dodge, melee and range defense, were 0, with a net negative after size. A black hole had a better chance of dodging an attack than he did. This didn't actually end up as bad as I expected. Despite being hit by every attack in the solar system and weak to the most common element in the setting, he always made the toughness check, so he never took any damage other than scratches. The DM disapproved of this tactic in future games. Well, not in this game, because Crush Kodiak is gonna crush the competition. I'll take my leave. Well, my joke character really frustrated the DM. Ooh, alright, get spicy with it. We were playing in a small group of really good friends, so I made a bard named Nicholas Valentino, after playing a ton of Fallout 4. Good game. The part that made it a joke character and super powerful was the evolution of the sock merchant. It started when I rolled incredibly low when doing a perception check at my inn. The DM told me all I found was 5 pairs of mismatched socks, so I took them and proceeded to sell them to the guards outside the bandit camp the party was trying to clear out. After the encounter was over, I looted all the socks from the bandits. This started a chain leading to that character eventually owning a country and owning a thriving sock sales business. I guess you can say you really socked it to him? Yeah, okay, again, I'm just gonna take my leave. Fukok, the Gobok Paladin. I believe it's Gobok, if it's not, it's Gobok. I'm sorry either way. Goboks, if you don't know, are a race of chicken goblins from Helena's Guide to Monster Hunting. Fukok is an artillerist artificer and forge cleric, and places down eldritch cannons around the battlefield whilst running like a coward. Just like a chicken should. The thing that makes him a powerhouse, however, is the fact that he is just creating an army of armed chickens. I am not kidding. Goboks have an ability called Commune with Foul Folk, where you can attempt to communicate with birds, though you can't understand them in return. That being said, each of his chicken friends get their own little weapons to use thanks to Forge Cleric, and it's so stupid. I just can't wait for the day Fukok can just summon his elite army of chicken soldiers. For now, though, he just makes really powerful magic items. This character is just one giant dad joke in the making. I love it. This thread reminds me of my Cobalt character. I'm reading the name and I can't do it. Ulita Faka. I hate you. His den was invaded by adventurers when he was still immature, but he was able to hide and survive. However, from then on, he had to fend for himself, which he eventually realized that human settlements had the most resources. That's when he learned his name. After he would steal something, the people would shout his name at him. He wondered how they all knew it when he didn't. But he didn't question their certainty. They shouted it passionately and confidently. I can't. Oh, God, I need more. I need more. I need more, please. I have two. For starters, both are my artificer's fault, but we're going to talk about the funnier of the two. Artificers have tinkers, which can do some weird things. My artificer, Ashley Grimm, used one on a ring he wears. It makes the Taco Bell dong sound, which is now trapped in my brain. So now, canon in the campaign, his homeland has places to get food that make that sound. Whenever something weird is happening, or when it's needed for comic relief, Ashley or someone else will tap his ring. Our cowboy fighter has done this a few times, but it's gotten so random I can use it to scare enemies with advantage. Oh, now I just want Taco Bell. I was attempting to get the players to go raid an orc camp as a sort of baby's first D&D session for some of the new players. Smart move. An unnamed orphan approached the dwarf player and laid out a fairly basic sob story. Literally the least thought I'd ever put into a story hook. That is just enough to get them to go kill the orcs. I succeeded. A bit too hard. The dwarf decided to adopt the boy and give him a proper dwarven name. And thus began the legend of Erst Blood Tunnel. He brought the NPC everywhere. Now, you have to understand that when I made the character to begin with, I gave him a really silly voice. So the urge to kill him, so I don't have to do the voice anymore, was high. But I am nothing if not a stickler for the rules. No roll that child ever made was below a 19. No roll made against him was ever more than a 2. That child eventually had his revenge, personally, in single combat with the orc chieftain who was 4 levels higher than him. I tried to kill that child so hard. It isn't like he had good stats. He was a child. Just a tip for future DMs, never give an NPC a voice that you aren't willing to do for the entire campaign. Hey everybody, Brian Von VA here, checking in after the vid. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and to ring that bell so you get notified whenever we post a brand new video, which I think you guys and gals want to get notified when we post a new video, don't you? Don't you? Please? Anyway, if you have a story to tell us, or you're some of those people in the stories above that I've read that I desperately want to hear more of, please leave a comment down below, or be sure to do so on our subreddit r/MrRipper. We check both places, oddly enough, so do it in both spots. We want one in each. Give us one in each. I would be happy. Also, if you want to check out me, Brian Von VA, you can do so on my website, brianvonva.com. It's in the description below, and you can come say hi to me when I'm streaming on Twitch, come say hi on Twitter, join my Discord, or, just see my YouTube as it's, kind of dying over there in the corner. It'll come back eventually, though. Anyway, I try to end things on a happy note, and I just want to say this. In the past few months, and I've recorded this in early July, in the past few months, I have gone through a lot of issues. And I want to just say, I've come out very, very strong. Sure, my head and my heart are a little bit damaged, and sure, I'm a little bit sad sometimes, but I've come out of it really, really strong. And I want people out there to know that no hardships in this world, none of them, are given to you just so you can break down and destroy yourself. All the hardships that you have to endure, no matter how small or large, they're for your growth. They may not seem it. It may be an impossible task, and I am sorry that some of you have to deal with things that are astronomically difficult. but you're never alone. Be it a professional that might, be sought out to help you, or be it just a friend or a family member, you are never alone. You even have thousands upon thousands of nerds here in the MrRipper community, and in mine as well, that are willing to love and respect you for who and what you are, and to listen and to be there for you as a friend. Just go outside and make a couple pals, or stay inside and away from the sun and do the same. We're all here for you, and me, Brian, I'm cheering you on from the sidelines. So don't ever give up on yourself. I love you. I hope everybody stays safe and happy, and I'll see you soon. Toodaloo.